Welcome to Octane Mobile Gaming. Welcome once again to the channel, or if it's your first time here, thanks for stopping by. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit that notification bell. Today we take a look at possible deck combination. This is the combination that I'm using for the solo bosses, the quest map, and the guild bosses. It's really powerful, not extremely powerful, but it's powerful enough to actually compete relatively well in say the Legend League or even in the Emperor League. So this one comprises of Brothers in Banditry, which is going to be your main damage dealer. Haven't been able to take it up to 2 pink stars as yet. Haven't been lucky to get the cards required, the material required to evolve it to 2 pink star. That would make it much more powerful, but I was able to awaken it one time this morning to 4 pinks to 4 awakening. This one is United Shard Bearers, and the reason why I'm using United Shard Bearers is because it dispels Power Gem Silence, and it also gives me a damage boost. So it creates 6 Earth Power Gem 6s and it increases Earth Commander's damage by 80% for 1 turn. It's got a 3 turn cooldown. It's got 2 passive on board, the first of which creates an additional 4 Power Gem 5s at the start of each turn. The second of which permanently increase Earth Commander's damage by 50%. So along with the 80% you're getting from the battle skill, that's 130% damage increase. So that's really good. The next card that I'm using is Mariachi Marooners, and this one works really well because it gives us a 80% damage boost with its battle skill, and it can increase the damage by 40% whenever you die and revive. And if you die a second time and last stand kicks in, you get another additional 40%, giving you a grand total of 160%. So this one is quite nice. It does create extra power gems as well. Whenever, so it creates 4 Earth Power Gem 6s now, and for the next 2 turns it increases Earth Commander damage by 80%, and whenever another Earth Commander activates an attack or damage buff, it creates an additional 4 Earth Power Gem 5s. Every time last stand or revive is used, it increases the damage done by 40%. Does it twice, so it gives you additional 80%. Diego the Songbird does almost the same thing. It creates 4 additional Power Gem 6s and increase Earth Commander's damage by 80% for 2 turns. Every time you activate a revive or last stand, it increases the damage as well by 40% both times, giving you a grand total of 160%. It has got a revive on it. It doesn't dispel anything that the bosses have got this week. Jade Agent, I did manage to get an ultra rare master collection card yesterday. I went up to tier 4 after making the video, got a master collection card, so I got the 2nd pink star, and today I did manage to get a 2nd copy of the ultra rare, which gave me an additional pink star. So I've got 2 master collection card, 2 ultra rare now, but I'm just running Jade Agent. I've actually taken up to max. Not really thinking of awakening this one because it's not a main damage dealer, it's more of a supporting card. It supports the card that does the main damage, which is Brothers in Banditry. It creates quite a number of power gem and it works really nice on this deck. This deck so far was able to do 3.6 quadrillion. That's the maximum damage output I did manage to do using that one. Same combination with a new addition, which is Vision of the Void. I've thrown Vision of the Void in primarily because Vision of the Void actually destroys all non-earth gems on the board, bringing all the earth gems to the bottom, and you get gem fall as well. All those gems that fall down will be upgraded by Brothers in Banditry. and it gets upgraded by Jade Agent as well, so it gives you extra power gem on the board. So I'm using that one primarily for that purpose. Some people say it increases the damage of all commander cards, but it does say it only increases the damage of basically the cards. Haven't really seen extra damage myself, but is what it is. I'll keep trying that out. This one works okay, but it's not really as powerful as say these two, but it is something that you could try out. It use Primal Protectors as the card that's gonna give you your killer skill. Then it use Mariachi Maroonders to give you extra power gem and give you that 80% damage increase. Quick and Dirty is the card that's gonna be my main damage dealer, and I'm using Metaverse Master to boost its damage as well. And I'm using High Performance Unit Area to help increase its damage output. It's not really that powerful, and some of the time it might not work very well. This one, I did try this one out, doesn't really work very well. It's a non-event deck, but you could try it out. The main damage dealer on this one, believe it or not, is the Jailers. It works okay, but it's not really that powerful. That's just another copy of the deck with Vision of the Void. So we're gonna jump straight into the event. First and foremost, we're gonna look at the Crusade map, and then we're gonna move on to guild bosses. So I always like to filter out the trash, and then I like to use the adventurers, because if you use one of your friends' card and there's a decent adventurer at the bottom, that adventurer might not come up the next time around. So do use the adventurers first if it's a decent card. If it's not, just use one of your friend's card or somebody from your guild. This one gets me through the waves quite relatively quickly. On the first turn, I might not be able to take say a mini boss out, but I should be able to take a wave out on the first turn. So on the first turn, what will happen is all my gems will all the non-earth gems will be destroyed. They get upgraded by Brothers in Banditry, they get upgraded by Jade Protectors, and all I do is activate. If I've got a second copy of Jade Protector, I use both copies, and then I use this card as well, Mariachi Maroonders, and the reason why I'm using it is to get that extra damage boost on the board. So at the moment I'm getting this one, which is the 50%. That's a permanent increase coming from this one, United Shard Bearers, and then I'm getting the 80% increase, and it creates the extra 4 gems as well. So I'm gonna do now, I'm just gonna swap my power gems. I like to get all the earth commander gems in a cluster, so that increases your total damage. So now so a while ago something just happened. I think that was this card just destroyed all the gem on the board, so I'm not gonna use this one for the quest maps anymore, because this one doesn't really work that well with the quest maps. So we're gonna see that one more time. I haven't been using this one for the quest maps. Let's see if it destroys everything on the board. Okay, so we didn't move on to the next boss. So let's kill this boss, and let's see when we go on to the next boss if Vision of the Void actually destroys all the gems on the board. Okay, so the board is actually filled with earth gems, and Vision of the Void destroyed all the earth gems. So that is something to bear in mind. Don't use Vision of the Void on your quest deck. So I'm gonna change the quest deck, because this wasn't my quest deck in the first place. It's I just used the wrong deck and found out that Vision of the Void actually destroys all the power gems on the board from time to time, because it didn't do it do it earlier on when we're fighting the same boss. It's only done it. Let's see if it does it again. It does it again. So yep, let's quit that one. So that's a waste of 3 keys, and let's go back in and use the proper deck. So let's go and see if we can find another one. I'm gonna use United Shard Bearers. I'm gonna change it, and that's my proper deck, and this is one that I'm gonna use. This one is much better. This is one that I've been using since the beginning of the event, but I just used the wrong deck and discovered that it's no use because Vision of a Void destroys the board regardless of the affinity of the gems. So again, this one, Jade Agent, I was saying Jade Protector, Jade Agent, then the 2 cards from Mariachi Marunda's deck, just to get those extra power on the side. There we go. So here we get in 50, here we get in 50, here we get in 25, and then we get in 80 respectively from the 2 Mariachi Marunda's card. So just keep activating your Jade Agent, so you can get that passive that is actually built into the battle skill that upgrades all the power gems on the next turn. And there we go. Keep activating it, and Mariachi Marundas and the Songbird. I normally leave the other cards until I come up against the final boss, which is always the strongest boss. And that's when I use these cards, because these cards are gonna give you that extra damage that you need to take that boss out. On the wave and on most of the mini boss, I don't need to use it, but as you get strong, as the bosses get stronger, that's when you get to like 125, 150, the waves get stronger, the mini bosses get stronger, the final boss gets stronger. You might want to activate all your cards on the 3rd boss, because that boss is gonna be almost as strong as the final boss. So now we're up against the final boss, so we'll just activate everything, and this should give us a nice damage output. The maximum damage I've seen on Brothers in Banditry in the waves is just over 5 trillion, 5.1 trillion. Let's see how much damage we're able to deal with Brothers in Banditry. 6.1 trillion with Brothers in Banditry on this in this fight. So that was quite quick, quite easy. That deck, that combination is quite powerful for the wave fights, and if you've got the cards, I would advise that you try them out. So I'm not gonna do another wave fight. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go into the guild boss, and then what we're gonna do, I was hitting this one, so I'm just gonna continue to hit it until it die. So first up is the same deck that I was using for the wave fights, so I don't have to switch between deck. And I should talk about the relics as well. So I'm using 2 chaotic killer relic. One is a slayer, one is a commander. Then I'm using 2 commander relic. One is for United Shard Bearers and the other is for Brothers in Banditry. I've also added, you can call it the card Dojan, some people call it Doan, it depends, but I just call it Dojan. Dojan's hammer, Dojan's axe, and you get some nice boosts. This one increases Dojan attack by 117.75%. so that's if you have a Dojan that's 2, 3 or 4 pink star. I've just got a 1 pink star Dojan, but this is what I like most about it. Attack up, that's a scaling. It increases attack of all applicable hero by 47.1%, and what that does, it takes the basic stats of, say, the Brothers in Banditry, which is 20,970 let me repeat that again. That is 20,975 attack, and it takes 47% of that and add it on top of the 20,975, and then you get all the other stuff added on board, your commander bonuses and all of that added on top, and that's why it enables you to deal just a little bit more damage. So we're gonna go up against this boss. We're gonna use 3 keys, and I play the deck a bit different when I'm going up against the guild bosses. The only problem I'm facing with the guild bosses, I haven't got any card on board to dispel armor. So armor is really a bit of a problem for my deck. I really need to add a card that dispels armor. So I activate Jade Agent, and I'm going to activate it again along with all the cards on board. And I just explained the reason why I activate Jade Agent first, then do a match, then activate it with everything on the second turn. That's to get the passive that's built into, so you can see I just pierced the armor with 1.1 quadrillion. And a lot of people probably did not understand why I actually activate my battle skills with armor active. It's because I know that brothers in banditry, they deal so much damage that they're able to pierce the armor. Now the damage that they probably would have done without the armor would be more significant than 1.1 quadrillion, but the armor takes away some of the damage that they were able to deal. So it takes a bit off the top, and only the amount of damage that can actually pierce through the armor was actually dealt to the boss, and it's gonna happen here again. So you can see I was only able to get through 989 trillion through the armor. Now I'm it with Power Gem Silence, but that's not too much of a problem because I know my Jade Agent can actually dispel that. So I'm just gonna keep matching and my gems until Jade Agent actually dispels Power Gem Silence. Might take a while, and armor might come back before that happens, and their armor just came back before I was actually able to dispel Power Gem Silence. And a few of my cards are still hit with Power Gem Silence. We're gonna go again, we're gonna activate everything, and I'm just gonna keep rinsing and repeating this process unless I can find a very decent card that I can actually put on board to get rid of armor. I could search for a card that could dispel armor quite easily, but that's gonna take away from the total damage that I'm able to deal. But I'm actually thinking about it, and I'm thinking that if I'm able to do, say, 1 quadrillion damage every 3 turns with the addition of a card that can actually dispel armor, it probably would be better than not using a card that can actually dispel armor, because as you can see, armor is just wasting my time, and that's why I say try and dispel armor, because it's always best to get rid of most debuff. Not all debuff, some debuff actually aid you with your fights. So we should get everything up here again, and now we should actually see the full potential of the deck, because we haven't got armor, we're not hit by Power Gem Silence. So let's swap and let's see the full potential of the deck, paying most attention to brothers in banditry. 2.7 quadrillion dealt by brothers in banditry there, and that's because we're not piercing through the armor, which is really good. It depends on the levels of the gems that I've got on the board. I can actually deal a bit more damage to the boss, so we're gonna be able to deal some more damage to the boss. Hopefully we can pierce the boss's armor with about 1.5 quadrillion, or around about that amount, and that would kill the boss. So let's see, we got 2.07 seconds remaining. Let's see if we can actually use that time to to take the boss out. So let's see how many. Ooh, 818 trillion. That's not enough. I think I'll probably run out of time before I'm actually able to kill the boss. Yeah, I'm definitely out of time. Won't be able to kill the boss. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the combo with Visions of the Void to take the boss out, and then we're going to another fight to fight another guild boss, and we're going to look at the other combinations and see how well they fare comparing to my main deck. Now my main deck won't remain the same throughout the event because I'm always trying to fine-tune my main deck to make it as powerful as possible, as fun as possible. So it might change, say tomorrow or the day after. Some it will armor again, but I'm just gonna activate everything and see if we can pierce the armor and take this boss out. Again, I haven't got any cards on this combination that is able to dispel armor. Let's see if the damage on this one is a bit higher than the next one. 1.6 quadrillion. So the damage is a bit higher on this combination, and I believe it's because of the effect that you get from Vision of the Void getting rid of all the non-earth gems on the board and giving you those gem falling onto the board, and then Brothers in Banditry upgrading those to power gems, and then you got Jade Agent actually upgrading those to 1 level. But I think what happens is Jade Agent actually upgrades the power gems first, then Brothers in Banditry upgrades the gems afterwards. I think that's how it actually works. I'll have to take a look on. I'll take a look on this fight. I'm gonna actually pay attention to what happens when the board is destroyed and those gems falls down, if they're actually upgraded by Brothers in Banditry first, or they're actually upgraded afterwards, after Jade Agent does its thing. Let's see what happens. So we've got power gems on the board. They're actually upgraded first. So all the power gems are upgraded first, and then the gems that fall down are upgraded after by Brothers in Banditry. So we still got a bit extra power gems on the board because of that effect. So 1.9 quadrillion. So we're definitely doing a bit more damage with this deck. And just per chance, if it's because of Vision of the Void, I've actually added 4 relics on board that will increase the passive production of intensity, beast intensity. And there are 2 cards, 2 ultimate form on board this combination, which are beast killer. So the first of which is Mariachi Maroonders, and the second is Vision of a Void. So my beast intensity is actually generated quite quickly. So we're up to 170. So we're generating about 22. Almost forgot to activate my Jade Agent there. Need to activate it because I need a skill that upgrades all these power gems now, and then we're gonna see the full potential now because there's no armor, there's no debuff, no buffs, nothing. Okay, so we're gonna look for the 2 biggest on the board. We're gonna swap them, try and get all commander gems in the cluster. Let's see the full 5.5 quadrillion. So this deck is vastly more powerful than the one that I was using before. So I think I'll continue to use this one. I might try and find a card that dispels armor. However, I'm very reluctant to remove any cards on this combination because if I remove United Shard Bearers, I'm actually losing that 80% damage increase, which is quite significant. Can't remove Mariachi Maroon does. They create extra power gems. They give me an 80% attack increase. Plus, they do give me the possibility of increasing my damage by an extra 80%. They give me revive as well. So that one is not up for debate. That one definitely I won't be removing it from the combination. I can't remove Brothers in Banditry. It's my main damage dealer, and as you can see, Vision of the Void is doing a wonderful job by increasing the amount of damage dealt by my Brothers in Banditry. So it's a possibility I'll just keep the deck as it is and just pierce through the armor and just continue like that. I think it would be best to just keep piercing through the armor each time. So I'm gonna wait on armor to actually go away. I'm not gonna try and pierce through the armor because I can deal more damage on this turn. So here we go. Activate all my skills and do that 5.5 quadrillion damage that we're able to do. Let's see if we can deal the same amount of damage, the 5.5 quadrillion damage. Might not be able to, but let's see. Total amount of damage dealt this time is 4.1 quadrillion, which is still not bad. That's not bad. So one attack and I was able to take the boss out, and the total damage dealt by the deck was just over 19 quadrillion. It took me a bit of time, but I don't think that was too bad. I think that was actually alright. So we're going to try out a few other combinations and see if they are worth our while. This is the first of the two other combinations that I've tried out, and they're not as powerful as the first two, which the one with Vision of the Void is the most powerful, which is the one that I'm going to settle for the rest of the event. I will keep my there we go. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna activate this. We're gonna swap all the dark gems because we need to power up our performance unit area. Again, we haven't got any cards on this combination that is actually able to dispel armor. However, I'm not sure that this combination is able to pierce through armor, but I'm gonna try nevertheless. So I'm gonna activate our performance unit area on this turn, and then I'm just gonna swap my gems. Then I'm gonna activate everything else. First, Metaverse Master. Then that will give the 150% to can't remember that card's called. Oh, I know it's called. There's Dirty in the name, but I can't. Quick and Dirty, or somewhere about that. So we weren't able to pierce through the armor. So this one is not gonna be brilliant because we weren't able to pierce through the armor. So I know that it's not really a very powerful combination. It's not a combination that I would really recommend, and unless you haven't got anything else. So let's see what we're able to do this turn. So let's see, 53 trillion. Pretty disappointing. So we're gonna just come out. I'm not gonna continue with that combination. That combination is definitely a no-no. So let's see if we come from an arcane direction, if we're able to do anything, if we're able to do better. So my main damage dealer are going to be the Jailers and United Shardbearers, because those are my two arcane killer cards. Again, these combination are non-event combination, and this was better, start out real better, because I was actually able to activate all my cards on the first turn, unlike the combination before where I had to power up high performance unit area, and all my earth cards weren't powered up. So this one does a bit more damage, as you can see. So that the combination before just done probably just 100 trillion with across all the cards on the combination, but this one was able to do far more damage than that one. The pitfall to this one, it's got a 6-turn cooldown, so we have to wait for 6 turn before we are able to use the jailers again, which is really a shame. It's not gonna be a quick combo. So this combo is not gonna be a quick combo, it's gonna be a very slow combo. Part of the problem is you run the risk of not being able to power up Metaverse Master until you get the rainbow gems on the board. So we should have gone through 5 turns because Metaverse Master just created those rainbow gems, and we just activate everything again. So you can do one of 2 things with this combination. You can either add the relic that converts all the power gems on the board to the power gems of the affinity of the leader, or you can do like what I've done, not put it on, that you can keep a few dark gems on the board, so you might be able to get that wonderful effect where if you get the dark power gem in just the right place, you can actually triple or even quadruple the amount of damage that is dealt by your deck. So as you can see, I'm losing health quite rapidly, but I'm not worried about that because I know the Mariachi Marooners are able to take care of that for me because they've got the revive and they've got last start, so I'm not too bothered about that. However, as you can see, I'm running low on time, and that is because I have to keep on waiting on the jailers to actually be ready to be used, and that takes a lot of time. So I'm gonna wait on armor to actually be to actually go away, and then we're gonna activate everything, and it should go away this turn. So we're gonna activate all the cards. I'm just wondering, should I put United Shard Bearers as the card that gets the 150% buff from Metaverse Master, or should I just leave it as the jailers? So hopefully we can get the power gem in the right place this time around. Now it's gone, so it's not gonna happen. Let's swap that as well, and let's see the total amount of damage we're able to deal. United Shard Bearers is 1.8 and 5.98 for the jailers. That combination is a better non-event combination. So if you've got the cards and you can actually put together this combination is going to be vastly more superior to this combination. This combination is a no-no. So there we go. You can use Primal Protectors, United Shard Bearers, even if you've got, say, this one. Which is Beast Killer. No, it's not Beast Killer, sorry. Chaotic Killer. Even if you've got this one. Devilish Duo. Devilish Duo will work, probably work better as well if you've got Chaotic Killer Relic. Doesn't matter what affinity, as long as their ultimate Chaotic Killer Relic, put it on board. The newer types are really better because it breaks more shield depending on how many ultimate forms you've got on board, so those are much better than the older type, but the older types will work as well. You will generate quite a bit of Chaotic Killer intensity. I think this one actually uses skill point. Can't remember if it's skill point. I think this one uses skill point. So you have to generate skill points to create more power gems using this card. So yeah, you can use anyone. You can use this one or Primal Protector. That's the non-event combination. So this one is the one that you might want to go for the ultimate bosses, for the solo bosses and the guild bosses. The ultimate bosses are gonna be a bit different because you need to dispel armor, especially when they get up into the 20s, especially mid 20s. That's when the armor is really hard to pierce through, and you might use a lot of keys trying to take out like a level 25 or 27 boss. So you need to dispel armor when you get up to that level. This one I'm using it for the quest map. Works really well. Can be used as well for the guild bosses, solo bosses, and even the ultimate bosses. However, again, you probably need to dispel armor when you get up to probably level 20 ultimate bosses. Hopefully the information on this video helps you guys out. If it does, please leave a like on the video, that would be nice. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed as yet. If you've got a question, you can leave it on the video, or you can go to the network app and look me up. It's called Octane Gaming. You'll find me there. You can leave a question for me there. I'll try and answer it as quickly as possible. But this is Octane saying enjoy the rest of your event and peace. Bye for now.